makes all the dying,
who makes all the dying
suffer till they're blue,
suffer till they're blue.
Read their rights and watch on as they choke on their own spew. The Vatican,
The Vatican,
oh, the Vatican can.
the Vatican can.
The Vatican can, cause it throws around its weight to make the world less
Makes the
good.
world less.
Well, that is a very amusing and some would say controversial video that has a crack at the Vatican, has a crack at, patients who are kept alive too long. There's a crack at a whole lot of people. If you want to see the full video, it is very, very funny. Some people will find it confronting. It's on our website, 3aw.com.au. The video was produced by the Australian Sex Party. Their Senate candidate here in Victoria, one of the Senate candidates, Dr. Meredith Doig, joins us in the studio right now. Dr. Doig, good afternoon.
Hi, Tom.
Now, I've seen a lot of posters where I live for your party, and I think you have a very interesting mix of policies. Firstly, taxing religion. That amusing video we just played part of there does talk about having a go at the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tax all churches, all religions?
We do want to tax all churches. We think that in this day and age, having a tax break for promoting belief in the supernatural, that's what a religion is by definition, just doesn't make sense.
Okay, drug law reform. What do you want to do there?
Okay, drug law reform is not about open slather for drugs. But what we're saying is, look, prohibition hasn't worked. The war on drugs hasn't worked. So stop hitting your head against a brick wall. Try something different. And there are models overseas, in Colorado, in Portugal, where there is a different approach to drugs, to treating drugs, or people who might have harm related to drugs. So why don't we try those sorts of harm reduction strategies?
Okay, well, I mean, I've been to Colorado before, and they have in the last, I think, 18 months, they've legalised marijuana. So you can go to a government-approved shop in Denver, Colorado, and you can buy marijuana. Are you saying do a similar thing here?
Why not? Why not? We should legalise it, regulate it, and tax it. I mean, we're the only party that's coming up with a new tax that would add to government coffers.
Refugees, the Liberal Party or the Coalition wants to limit our refugee intake to around 14,000 per annum. Labor, I think, wants to increase it to around 30,000 per annum. The Greens have said increase it to 50,000 per annum. Mm-hmm. What do you want to do?
We would increase it. We'd probably double the intake that we have at the moment. But we do recognise that, see, we're very much in favour of social cohesion. Mm. And if you have too much unregulated intake, then it's going to undermine social cohesion. So it's this fine balance between playing our part in the major global problem, which is refugees, but also protecting the social cohesion that we have in Australia.
But I mean, this is where the rubber really hits the road for me, because I mean, to me, there's no huge moral difference between 14,000 or 30,000 or 50. You know, they're all drops in the ocean compared to the global population of refugees. How do you decide at what point, you know, you've got enough or then too many? I mean, why is, if you say double it, 28,000 is your number per annum, why is that the correct number and, you know, the Coalition's number the wrong number?
It may not be, Tom, but the principle involved is making sure that in Australia we don't undermine our social cohesion. So what number would undermine social cohesion? Who knows? It's a bit of suck it and see. We'd have to... we do think that we've got room to increase the number of people who are coming into this country, but at the same time, you'd have to have the government services to support those people. One of the things that we suggest is why not spend some of the $5 billion a year that it's currently costing Manus and Nauru, close those down and divert some of that money to supporting refugees in regional areas.
Okay, I agree with you on that. I mean, you've got to have jobs for them, but...